Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Animation Pilgrimage. I am Tennille.
And I'm Sean.
Oh yes. And
Yeah.
we just watched a very good film. Heaven and Earth Magic. You're already wincing!
No,
Oh my god!
I can't. I cannot. Today we watched the American art house film.
Avant-garde.
Art house film. Heaven and Earth Magic from 1962. I'll openly admit that I've not watched very many
Art house films.
art house avant-garde films in the past, and like only one or two for like when I was in college. But what the crap did we just watch?
I don't know, but that was like the longest
Hour.
hour of my life.
This movie could have stopped at any point and I would have believed that was the end. You know what? I don't know what that movie was talking about. I want to make some guesses.
Okay.
There's not going to be any sort of like
This is gonna be a different review.
it's going to be a very different review because
There's no plot really to talk about.
I guess
although
you could potentially say there's a plot.
We'll talk about it.
it's a cutout papercraft film again, which is like the second one.
What was the first?
Ahmed,
Oh yeah.
the very first.
Yeah, but that's like a good movie.
Yeah, I know. But it still technically fits into that genre of filmmaking.
I mean, I think we should stay straight up front that obviously this was not our cup of tea. This is a very experimental art film. It shouldn't really even be compared to other films because the point of it is experimentation and a whole lot of other things. But like,
You just don't understand. It's high art. You don't get it.
we're probably not going to be kind to this film.
This movie looks like it should have come out 10 years before Prince Ahmed.
I was about to say, if you're just gonna say 10 years earlier, then actually it kind of did. It originally released in 1956, and it was re-edited several times before it was released again, which is the version we watched today, which is the 1963 version.
63 or 62?
It was re-edited several times.
Okay.
I think it's been re-edited numerous times after the version we watched as well.
Well, heck, who knows which version we watched then?
Yeah. Well, I know we watched, like, the 66-minute cut of the film.
Yes.
Notice I said the 66-minute cut.
How many different cuts of this film were there?
Well, let's see. The initial film was 6 hours long.
What?
The initial cut of the film was 6 hours long.
I thought 66 minutes was 60 minutes too long. If this was like a 6-minute film, it would have been
It would have been fine.
it would have been manageable to watch.
Yeah, I'd been like, alright.
I'm
Not my thing, but okay.
I will not lie. We stopped watching halfway through the movie, waited until the next day, and then finished watching it because we just could not watch anymore.
It was a trip, man.
And as we were going through, we're just like sitting here like, okay, what is it trying to say? What is it supposedly being super deep about? And before you tell me what this movie was actually supposed to be about, because you're giving me some expressions of like,
Just you wait.
Just wait. I know. I want to make a few random guesses, because... Okay, so my first guess is it's something about women and how they're manufactured for society.
That's the impression I got, especially from like the first half hour of the film. Like that's the symbolism I read into it.
And then there's like a whole section of a guy running around with one of these manufactured women, and her watermelon, which I'm gonna say represents children, motherhood.
I don't know. The womb.
And then, like, when we got to the very end, I was like, wait, was this whole thing just supposed to be about childbirth as a whole and creating children? In which case, what did, like, any of this mean? Also, I'm deeply curious if this movie was supposed to be, like, very unsettling to watch, because whenever characters move anywhere, they're moving to the left, which is generally considered the wrong direction.
The problem is that you're applying film language to this film.
I know. I am, because that's what I'm used to. And
right.
I don't know how to look at this.
How to not
do that. And like the sound effects are the same stock sound effects every single time, and they cut off awkwardly, constantly, which is just jarring and unsettling. And this whole movie was deeply unsettling to sit through.
Yeah.
All right, now with all that being said, if you were to tell me this is about like some pretentious talk about, like, I don't know, like the beef or just farming industry and how it's terrible and wrong, I wouldn't be surprised. Wait, did I get it?
No, you're not even close.
Okay, just
that's
the way
what makes it so funny. All right. Strap in, folks. This from the author's mouth, this is what this film is about. The first part depicts the heroine's toothache consequent to the loss of a very valuable watermelon, her dentistry and transportation to heaven. Next follows an elaborate exposition of the heavenly land in terms of Israel and Montreal. The second part depicts the return to Earth from being eaten by Max Mueller on the day of Edward VII's dedicated the Great Sewer of London.
This has been a great review. See you all next time.
No, we're not done yet. We are not done yet. There is so much more I have to talk about. There's so much I have to say. This is so weird. Yeah, so a lady goes to the dentist.
There was a dentist chair at one point, I think.
Yep. And there's teeth in the film. There's lots of teeth.
Yeah.
That show up. Which I guess she goes to the dentist and then gets transported to heaven.
Is that what happened?
I mean, it looked like hell to me, but alright.
Yeah, I thought the end of the movie was us descending into hell, not returning to Earth from heaven.
No, it's return to Earth after being eaten by Max Mueller, and Max Mueller must be the guy with the
Yeah. It's like, I got that part.
Yeah.
I got the everything must be eaten by this random guy for some reason.
Yeah. And then, but being eaten by him on the day Edward VII dedicated the Great Sewer of London.
How do we know this?
I don't know.
Is that just because that's the specific photograph he used here?
I don't know.
By
the way, Heaven and Earth magic is also known as number 12, the magic feature, or Heaven and Earth magic feature.
Okay.
Because Harry Smith, the creator of this film, has numerous films. Lots and lots of experimental films. And sometimes they have names, and then eventually he just decided that names were too, like, I don't know, mainstream or something, and so he just started calling them by numbers.
Oh. It's one of those guys.
Oh, just you wait. I don't try to just, like, read straight up from, like, Wikipedia articles and stuff when doing Animation Pilgrimage, but sometimes...
You just have to.
You just have to. So, I want to read about Harry Everett Smith. Harry Everett Smith was a visual artist, experimental filmmaker, record collector, bohemian, mystic, and largely self-taught student of anthropology. Smith was an important figure in the Beat Generation scene in New York City, and his activities, such as his use of mind-altering substances and interest in esoteric spirituality, anticipated aspects of the hippie movement. Besides his films, Smith is widely known for his influential anthology of American folk music, drawn from his extensive collection of out-of-print commercial 78 RPM recordings. Throughout his life, Smith was an inveterate collector. In addition to records, artifacts he collected included string figures, paper airplanes, Seminole textiles, and Ukrainian Easter eggs. I cannot make this up! This is a real person!
This movie was made by a man that started the hippie movement. Or helped start.
Yeah, I mean, essentially.
Oh my god!
It all kind of, in its own weird way, makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. It's all crap. I understand now.
I get it. It all makes sense.
Doesn't make me appreciate it anymore, but I understand.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, and just, like, I recommend anyone to go to this guy's Wikipedia article and just give it a read. You'll have a good time. This is some fascinating stuff.
Oh, man.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
this is the caricature that people make of, like, weird out there, like, artist guys.
Yeah.
And he's real.
Yeah. He is the living embodiment of a stereotype.
I mean, he's probably dead at this point.
Oh, yeah. He died in 1991.
All right, but...
Which, I mean, I gotta say, even the notes about his death...
Or just,
Oh, there's a whole section here called occult interests.
well, I'm not surprised.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, no. Later life and death. In November 1991, Smith suffered a bleeding ulcer followed by cardiac arrest in room 328 at the Hotel Chelsea. By the way, this guy was notoriously, like, super broke and in debt to hotels all the time, and he just, like, would stay at hotels and didn't have money to pay for his rooms, and yet he was too famous for them to kick out.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I hate this guy.
Yeah.
But that totally reads. Yeah, I see that.
His friend, poet Paula Egolori, described him as dying in her arms, singing as he drifted away. Smith was pronounced dead 1 hour later at St. Vincent's Hospital. Smith's ashes are in the care of his friend, longtime participant in New York's beat scene, Rosemarie Rosebud Felu Pate, who... Gosh, these names. I'm sorry, guys. Paolo...
Petit. But that might be some
Paula
sort of French.
Aguilori had described as Smith's spiritual wife.
Also, I think that's Paola Igliori.
Paula Igliori.
Yeah.
Names are hard.
Especially when they're like Italian and French mix.
I mean, like, honestly, though, I would love to see a movie, like an actual movie, not an avant-garde film, but
no, like
an actual movie about this guy's life.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it would just be amazing.
I wonder if it exists already.
I'm not sure, but I want it. Hollywood, please, make it happen. I will snap my fingers at the end with a single tear rolling down my cheek. It will be amazing.
I don't know if there's really a lot that we can say about like the animation quality here, because there's not really a whole lot.
I mean, like, jokes aside, you do have to appreciate, like, you know, this must have taken him a heck of a lot of time to do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Especially if the original cut was 6 hours long.
Papercraft still takes a while.
Yeah, papercraft is a really hard art form, and, like, I don't think this looks good at all.
No.
Or works at all.
Mm-mm.
But it sure did take him a heck of a lot of time, and he did it.
He did it, and he kept doing it, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, this guy was also known to destroy a lot of his own work after completing it. Like, he was also a painter and did other, like, fine art. And most of his fine art is actually gone, because he destroyed it.
He's like, this is crap, I don't want this anymore.
I don't know if it's ever explained why he destroyed it. I don't know. Maybe he had the mindset of, like, art is fleeting and should only be... and it can only really be truly taken in at the moment of its birth. And then it's dead. I don't know. Some, like, artsy interpretation like that. But he destroyed a lot of his original stuff. And the films, some of them are lost, but the films have mostly stayed intact. And another thing about this film is that it was actually... in a way, it's sort of like Fantasia, in that he always imagined, like, new contemporary music being put over top of it.
Okay.
And at one point, like, he had one of his films go along with a Beatles soundtrack or something like that. I don't know.
That's very strange.
Yeah. Another part of me kind of wonders if, this guy inspired whoever does the animations for the Monty Python crew.
Oh, yeah, because that was like the 70s and 80s, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know for sure, but there was a lot of this that was like, man, I feel like I'm watching one of those animated clips from Monty Python.
Now that you say that, I kind of agree, but that was higher quality. Probably because they had a budget.
And it's actually focused on, like, comedy.
Like, it's actually trying to say something, not, like, avant-garde.
Trying to say something where you're just like, okay, sure, honey.
I don't believe you, but if you say so, I'll just play along with it. Okay, kid.
Man, we're we're so condescending. I'm sorry. But, like...
this is not our kind of film.
Yeah.
To the people that enjoy this, good for you.
Oh, and there's a lot of people that enjoy this. The version we watched on YouTube of this film had, like, 78,000 views, and there was so many positive comments, like, I love this movie, I just have to come back and watch it every once in a while, and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I guess there's an audience out there for it. Granted, there was also a lot of comments that were like, I totally need to come back and watch this movie when I'm on LSD. And I'm like, all right.
I mean,
there you
go.
That
seems more accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get something out of it then.
Yeah, maybe it'll open your third eye or something. I don't know.
Whatever the drug does.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I think that's it.
By the way, I also just want to mention that when we saw this movie on our list, I was like, oh man, I don't want to do this. Sean, we really don't have to watch this movie.
But we do. It was released to theaters, and we're watching every single theatrically released animated film.
I guess, but like...
It's the only stipulations. The whole thing is animated. It's not like there's a 10-second clip of like papercraft in there. No, the whole thing is.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way we could have avoided this.
Well.
This makes me dread the fact that there might be more of these.
Yeah.
But those reviews might be very short.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching like 20 minutes of this surrealist stuff in the background. Cause
That's all you need.
yeah, cause I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put much like editing into the background of this. Cause it's like if I
What?
jump ahead,
You won't know.
you won't know.
You won't know when we cut. You don't know what's real and what's not. Heck, we could be showing you a completely different film. And you wouldn't even know. Okay, we probably didn't do that.
Yeah, no,
but
I definitely didn't do that. So yeah, that's been the film.
Yeah. Join us back here next time as we watch what will probably be a more story-driven regular film for this show.
There was story in this.
Yeah, you couldn't keep that up very long. Yeah, next time we're going back to the USSR for The Wild Swans.
See you guys then.